Hey guys, how's it going? It's on Fiore here, and welcome to another episode of Subscriber Loadouts. In this series, I use loadout series to for you guys. Just the loadouts in the comment section of previous episodes of this series. Then I select one, I go play around with it for a couple of games, and then I come back here and tell you what I think of the loadout. This week's loadout comes from Infamous 2900, and the loadout he suggested is the Aggressive Engineer, a CZ-3A1 with a Cobra sight, a muzzle brake, an angle grip, and a green laser sight. For our sidearm, we're going to have the MP4 12 reds with a ghost ring, a muzzle brake, and a laser sight. For our first gadget, we're going to have a small, and for our second gadget, we're going to have a repair tool. First of all, the ZC, it's a very good close range PW. Its biggest strength probably is its fire rate. That makes it so good at close range. It fires at 1,000 rounds per minute. Besides from being the fastest firing PW in the game, it also has some pretty good accuracy. Its head fire is also good as every other PW, but it's especially good with this weapon because most of your gunfights you want to have them at close range with this weapon, in which head firing sometimes is going to be an option. Because of your high fire rate, you'll be able to get some more rounds out there and most likely get a kill. This weapon also has some pretty good range for PWs. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. It's just pretty much at least average. When it comes to the stability on this weapon, the stability is pretty poor, which is to be expected because of the high rate of fire. But the stability just kind of becomes a problem when you're trying to fire out people that are really far away, which is mostly what you don't want to do with this weapon. So I don't see the stability becoming such a big problem. Something that is going to be a problem though is your magazine size on this weapon. You only have a 20 round magazine, which is extremely small, especially considering your rate of fire. You'll run through all those rounds pretty quickly, so you're going to have to be reloading a lot. Thankfully, the reload time is not that bad. It's pretty good. You can reload this weapon pretty quickly. So I guess it's kind of compensating for just having a small magazine. Alright, so now that I talked to you guys about the weapon, let's move on to the attachments we're going to have on this weapon. Alright, so for the first attachment we had on this weapon, we had a Cobra sight. It's really clean, it's really easy to see targets, so I really liked it. Pretty much that's all I gotta say about the Cobra sight. So now moving out to the accessory we had on the weapon, which was the green laser sight. The green laser sight just reduces the hip fire spread by 25%. So it was really nice when I had to get a hip fire kill at close range. It really helped out. And it also helped that is the green laser sight, because we all know that the green laser sight is better than the normal laser sight. Alright, so now moving on to the barrel we had on the weapon, and we had a suppressor. The suppressor kept me off the radar and also removed my muzzle flash. But it did add a penalty to bullet velocity, and it also increased bullet drop. Penalty to bullet velocity and bullet drop didn't really affect me that much because I stayed at close range most of the time. But when I did try to shoot someone that was at longer range, I did get kind of annoying. But that wasn't such a big of a deal because I rarely did that. So now moving on to the underbarrel we had on this weapon, we had the potato grip. The potato grip increased the accuracy of the weapon by reducing the automatic fire penalty by 15%. Which was really nice because the fire rate on this weapon is what makes it shine at close range. So that really helped out with the stability on the weapon. Alright, so now moving on to the sidearm we had. The M4 12 reds. It has good hit fire, good range, and good accuracy. And used like any other high power pistol, it could be a one hit headshot at close range or a 2 body shot. The attachments we had on this bad boy was a ghost ring. The ghost ring was pretty good because it is at least better than the iron sights. I don't really like the iron sights on the reds. It just makes it kind of hard to hit someone at longer ranges with it. At close range is fine, but when you get to medium range, it just kind of gets hard to hit someone. For the accessory we had on the weapon, we had a green laser sight to help out with the head fire at close range, helping us get some more head fire kills in close situations, so that was really nice. And just like with our primary weapon, it was a green laser sight, so it's automatically 100 times better than a normal laser sight. For the barrel we had on this weapon, we had a muzzle brake. The muzzle brake improves stability by reducing muzzle climb by 25%, which was really useful, especially when you're trying to get quick shots off. Having better stability always helps. I mostly use the reds to finish guys off, because a lot of times I random ran ammo when I was shooting more than one guy at the time, and instead of going for the reload, I just decided to switch my weapon and finish him off, and it's really good at that. If you put a couple shots into a guy, you can pretty much just one-shot him. And in the chance there's other enemies near, you could also take out another 1 or 2 before needing to reload your weapon. So the Reds is a really good and reliable sidearm you could always count on. Alright, so now moving on to the gadgets we have here. The small, it's a thing that every engineer should have. You can take down land vehicles with it. You can take down air vehicles with it. You can make a hole through a wall. You can take down buildings. You can pretty much do anything with a small. It does do slightly less damage to tanks than the RPG, but it also travels a lot faster than the RPG, so it makes it a lot easier to hit things like jets or helicopters, where they could quickly change direction. A rocket is a part of every engineer class, and this is a great one to go with. If you're feeling that the RPG is just not fast enough for you, and you don't mind sacrificing a little bit of damage against land vehicles, then this one is excellent for you. For the second guide, we have another essential item for the engineer, the repair tool, which is just to repair friendly vehicles, which is really useful because you always want to keep your vehicles alive. And it could also destroy enemy vehicles in case you run out of rockets, or you just want to go and destroy it with your torch, because why not? You could just even kill enemies with it if they're not really paying that much attention. So yes guys, these two gadgets are pretty much essential for you to be a good engineer. Your rocket to make sure to keep the enemy's vehicles down, and your repair tool to make sure your vehicles stay up. Anyways guys, I really had a lot of fun with this loadout. I really think it's a really good loadout. You guys should probably give it a try. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see us do your loadout, just leave it in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.